You've got to start somewhere. And for the Hollywood stars we're about to discuss, that somewhere was in commercials. Commercials have long been the bread and butter for many working actors. These short-term gigs provide them with opportunities to stay busy and keep themselves visible in between longer, more substantial projects. Facts First presents actors who starred in commercials before fame. Selena Gomez. Before she rose to fame as Alex Russo on Disney's Wizards of Waverly Place, Gomez got her start performing in front of the camera, working various acting gigs that included a role on Barney and Friends. However, around that time, back in the early 2000s, Gomez was also featured in a number of TV commercials, including one for Joe's Crab Shack. Drew Barrymore. While the majority of our viewers probably assume that Drew Barrymore's first acting role was portraying Elliot's kid sister Gertie in E.T., in reality, she got her start at age 4, appearing in an ad for Pillsbury cookie dough. In the ad, young Barrymore is seen sitting inside on a dreary, rainy day. She gets cheered up by her loving mother, however, when she's presented with a plate of hot, ooey-gooey, fresh-made cookies. Leonardo DiCaprio. From Titanic to The Departed, Leo DiCaprio has appeared in more than his fair share of blockbuster films. But even as a child, his charisma was already on display in full force. In the 80s, DiCaprio started appearing in commercials for a wide range of products, including Bubble Yum bubblegum. Somehow, at such a young age, Leonardo was able to take something as trivial as bubblegum and make it look really cool. Kirsten Dunst. Dunst has been used to performing in front of the camera since she was very young. When she was just 12, she appeared in her big breakthrough role in the film Interview with a Vampire, sharing the screen with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. Before that, however, the actress had already been at it for years. At the age of 3, Kirsten began starring in TV ads as a model and actress. Most notably, she appeared in a commercial for the board game Trouble. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Gordon-Levitt first discovered his love for acting appearing in a stage production of The Wizard of Oz, playing the Scarecrow at age 4. He was then approached by a talent agent who asked him to appear in a string of commercials for household staples like cereal and peanut butter. In what was perhaps his best remembered commercial, Joseph appeared in a 1991 ad for Pop-Tarts in which he encouraged a businessman to eat a couple of toaster pastries before heading to work. Ryan Reynolds. Decades before he played Deadpool and Van Wilder, Reynolds found his first major acting gig as a teenager, playing Billy Simpson in the teen soap 15. Around this time, he also enjoyed a recurring role in the action fantasy series The Odyssey. Before that, he did a few ads, including one for Push Pops. Mila Kunis. When she was 9, Kunis' father put her in acting classes. Not long after beginning her training, she landed a role in a commercial for Barbie dolls. Also of note, she appeared in an ad for the ever-colorful and endearingly nostalgic Lisa Frank line of school supplies. It might be hard to believe, but these ads premiered just 2 years before Mila landed her career-defining role of Jackie on That 70s Show. Ben Affleck. In 1989, a young Ben Affleck appeared in a commercial for Burger King. In the ad, he's seen using a car phone to chat with a girl who's trying to score a chef's salad. While this deliciously nostalgic moment is playing out, the 1960s hit song Do You Believe in Magic by The Lovin' Spoonful plays in the background, making this ad a retro feast for both the eyes and ears. Morgan Freeman. This 1970s ad for Listerine features a slogan that is pretty bizarre. Morgan Freeman proved that he could sell us just about anything when he was heard saying that Listerine helped cure, quote, the taste people hate. When watching the ad, you get the idea that Freeman could have enjoyed a lucrative career in TV commercials if he hadn't progressed to appearing in Oscar award-winning film roles. In another ad, Freeman sold us on the idea that Polaroid cameras were the only brand we should care about. Tina Fey. Channeling that same energy that made her role as Liz Lemon on 30 Rock so golden, Tina Fey appeared looking awkward as ever in a 1995 ad for Mutual Savings Bank. While the ad itself is pretty obscure and forgettable, it proved that Fey was a natural. Anne Hathaway. At age 14, Hathaway gave a riveting and surprisingly emotional performance in an ad for Better Homes. In it, Anne sits on her front steps with her neighbor friend, looking soul-crushed after learning her family would soon be moving away. Her friend reassures her that the house first has to sell and that they'll still have the entire summer to spend together. While that gave Hathaway's character a little bit of relief, her bubble burst after a Better Homes for sale sign is immediately slapped in her front yard. From this ad alone, it was already clear Hathaway had the raw, natural talent to be a pro. Mark Hamill. Not long before he played Jedi Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill portrayed a goofy yet charming Romeo-type character who stood beneath his girlfriend's window in a commercial for Kodak. This 1970s 30-second ad definitely showed off how much potential Hamill had as a future leading man. It's not surprising that he was cast as Skywalker shortly after that. Paul Rudd. Rudd's fans have occasionally accused him of being a vampire, owing to the fact that he has seemingly maintained his handsome, youthful looks over the years. Those looking for proof that he's an immortal bloodsucker need only to look at this 1991 ad for the Super Nintendo video game console. While the commercial was shot about 30 years ago, Rudd is still easily identifiable. Sure, his hair might be a bit longer, but in general, he still looked like the same guy we all know and love today. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger got started acting in Australia. Down under, he enjoyed a handful of minor roles before hopping across the Pacific to the US, where he had high hopes of building his budding career. Eventually, he achieved these dreams by playing the hunky heartthrob Patrick Verona in 10 Things I Hate About You. One of Heath's earliest roles was in an Australian ad for the fast food chain Chicken Treat. In that commercial, the since-deceased actor watches a bunch of rotisserie chickens cook in the back of a budget dining establishment. Hilary Duff. Both Hilary Duff and her older sister Haley entered into showbiz at an early age, scoring roles in commercials not long after moving to California with their mom in 1993. Hilary got her breakout role at 10, appearing in the family-friendly film Casper Meets Wendy. Before that, she spent her earliest childhood years doing commercials for brands like Subway. Just a couple years later, she became a household name after Lizzie McGuire premiered on the Disney Channel. Jodie Foster. Foster was raised primarily by her mother, Evelyn. Early on in life, she demonstrated a great talent for acting. She made her debut in a commercial for Coppertone sunscreen at age 3. This led to work in several Disney projects, as well as a slew of other ads and TV spots for products like Crest toothpaste. Elijah Wood. Before he became famous worldwide for his role as Frodo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Wood was a fairly prolific child actor. He made his debut in a music video for Paula Abdul's song Forever Your Girl. After that, Wood was cast in a minor role in Back to the Future Part 2. Around this time, he also did a bit of modeling, doing commercial work. Notably, he appeared in an ad for cheddar cheese sponsored by the National Dairy Board. Keanu Reeves. Decades before he was the star of the Matrix franchise and appeared in video games like Cyberpunk 2077, Reeves appeared in a number of ads for everyday consumer products. He grew up surrounded by actors and performers. His mother was a costume designer, and her boyfriends worked in Hollywood in varied roles like rock music promoters and directors. In the early 80s, Reeves made his debut in an episode of Hangin' In. Around this time, he could also be seen promoting Coca-Cola. Lindsay Lohan. When Lindsay was just 12, she starred in Disney's remake of The Parent Trap and arguably stole the spotlight from her high-profile co-stars Natasha Richardson and Dennis Quaid. Before that, she had only appeared in front of the camera doing commercials for products like Jell-O. Now it's time to hear from you. Which of these stars was most surprising to hear about? Let us know in the comments section below.